Okay, so right now we are in Savannah Creek. What time is it, girls?
It is 5:53.
At about nearly 6 o'clock on a Wednesday evening in June. Sun won't set for quite a bit. That bridge right there is Snow Hill Road, and it's so low that in order for us to fit under it, we have to take down the bimini top. We have to fold it down flat. So we're going to do that now, and then we're going to go into a place that's probably officially called Savannah Bay, but what do we call it, Casey?
The mud.
We call it the mud. The whole thing's about 5 or 6 feet deep, and when you swim in it, you can easily get into the muddy bottom with your feet and get some sort of spa treatment for your toes. Okay, so the top's laid down now, and we are easing over in the direction of the Snow Hill Road Bridge. Very close now.
Yeah, we can see
As we go through here, sometimes I come out with my big camera to make bird photographs because this is about as close as you can get to a cliff swallow nest. See them up there? And Casey, you can touch that if you want to. The bridge is so low that Casey can easily touch it as we go through. But that is Savannah Bay, aka the mud. It has its own little access point over there, just off of Snow Hill Road. We're in Ultawa, however you pronounce that, Tennessee. There's not a dock, but you can, I've put the boat in there before, not this one, but other ones. Savannah Bay. Here is a Google satellite image of Savannah Bay. You can see the Snow Hill Road Bridge there, kind of in the lower middle of the screen that we just went through. But what we're really here for in this video is to experiment with Active Track. We're going to do Active Track with my DJI Phantom 4 Pro. We're going to do the profile mode first. I failed to hit record, so the only recording I have of this particular shot is the screen recording that I was doing with my iPhone. Unfortunately, I had focus peaking on, so it shows bright red where the areas where the camera thinks it's in focus, which is a nice little tool, but not if you're going to use it in a video, so sorry I have that on. But anyway, we're getting started here with the profile mode of DJI's Active Track, and it's doing pretty good. It's keeping up there. You can see the speed's about 20 miles an hour, and it's still keeping up. It's doing well. Unfortunately, Savannah Bay is not huge, so I couldn't go straight the whole way, and I had to eventually start doing a circle, which was something I wanted to test. And I love this shot. This is my favorite shot of the whole day, but this shot is actually Active Track kind of failing because it really should have stayed to the other side of the boat. And now that it's come to this side, check it out, it flies further and further away. It's still got the green box saying that it's tracking the boat, but with the helicopter flying way away, I went ahead and stopped so I could take control of the helicopter. And the helicopter, it's still doing its own thing. It's flying back now on its own, but look, it goes right past us and loses us. So that was the only video I had of profile mode, which is really the second of the 3 modes. The first of the 3 modes, and probably the most commonly used, is trace, and this is the actual video that the drone recorded, not what the phone recorded. So there's no extra data on the screen, but the picture should be better. And we're starting out really slow, testing out trace mode. Speed here is probably 5 miles an hour, maybe 6 or 7. It comes up on plane in the high teens, and it's definitely not on plane yet. I've got Casey watching the screen there in the back seat of the boat, making sure that the green box is still around us. The boat is a Caravelle EBO 16, or actually I think it's 16 EBO. Now we got the whale tail. That's what the wake looks like just before you come up on plane. And I'm just easing into the throttle. Now the Suzuki 70 pushes the boat up on plane and off you go. So you go from, it's weird with a boat, if you're just rolling onto the throttle really easy, it will take forever to get to 10 miles an hour, and then from 10 to 20 is almost instant when it comes up on plane. Of course, you can hammer the throttle and it'll come up on plane really fast, but I didn't want to lose the drone, so I was very gentle with it. But as you can see, the Phantom 4 is tracking pretty good here in trace mode. Boat speed here is probably right around 20, maybe 21, maybe 19. And we're cruising around. The obstacle avoidance is operational when you're using the trace mode. When you're using profile mode, obstacle avoidance is turned off. And somewhere right around here, the system started thinking it was seeing an obstacle. I'm not sure if it was the boat itself was the obstacle that it thought it saw. But it started acting really weird. Matter of fact, right here I do a little transition because there was a big jerk in the video. I'm going to show the screen recorded version where it's writing obstacle avoidance all over the screen and has that big jerk that I cut out just then a little bit later in the video. The neat thing about Savannah Bay is because of that low bridge, the police boats are center console boats that you can't put the top down, so they cannot come back in there and harass you. So just a little Chattanooga area boating tip. Hey, it followed us all the way until we got tired of riding around and it was still following us. So here is the same video, except for this is the screen record version, still with the focus peaking, so there's all that red. But you can see the speed in this where it says H speed. That's horizontal speed. About, see, there it is coming up on plane. And in a minute you'll see obstacle avoidance come up on the screen. Right there we go, avoiding obstacle. What obstacle it's avoiding, I have no idea. Maybe it's the boat. Avoiding obstacle again. I'm not sure what it's seeing. Sometimes if the sun is low in the sky, the sun itself will trigger the avoidance sensors. And the sun is definitely low in the sky in this, so maybe that's it. But it's constantly fighting something. So as we make this turn, soon is the part of the video where I actually deleted it out of the original video that I showed just a moment ago because it's such a jerk, but it's interesting to watch it here. Bam. The helicopter thought that something was seriously about to get hit, so it jammed on the brakes there. And then when it realized it was a false, it kept right on going and kept tracking us. It's definitely not perfect, but it's pretty cool. You can get some great shots with it. You know, if you shoot a full battery doing this, you can edit out the bad parts and use the good parts. So that is trace mode of DJI's Active Track. The final mode of the 3 DJI Active Track modes is Spotlight. And with Spotlight, you just set you find a place that you want the drone to hover, and it will stay right there, but it will turn and adjust the gimbal to keep the camera pointing right at you. Now this one's kind of neat, and it seemed to be able to track the best because it's not having to also fly. I was able to get pretty far away from the camera and still have it track us. Plus it gives a different perspective. It looks like it may be more, it's presenting a shot that's more about the area than about the subject. So this is kind of a, hey, look how pretty Savannah Bay is, not a, hey, look how awesome the Caravelle 16 EBO is. So, you know, it just depends on what you're wanting to demonstrate in your video. So we were pretty far away here. We're going to come back by the camera and let's see how it does. I'm not going to go directly below it. I'm pretty much going to go right where we were before. I think you can even see a little bit of where we were before. Yeah, see, there's the churned up bubbles from where we took off a moment ago. So it's pretty close to where we started. And on this pass, I'm going to go further away. I'm going to take it closer to that Snow Hill Road bridge. That's the bridge we came under to get into Savannah Bay, but not all the way down to it, but definitely further than we were last time. We're a long way away. The boat is very small in the frame now. And I don't know if you can see it, but it is actually starting to rain in this video. The helicopter's in the air and it's raining, and now it's the next day and I'm recording the narration and there's a thunderstorm going on. You may or may not have been able to hear the thunder a moment ago. But you know, I had just gotten my obstacle avoidance sensors working again to where I could do active track, and then I put the bird in the air and it rains on it. So what are you going to do? I guess we're going to stop. So this is setting up spotlight mode. You can see this is the same video from just a moment ago. I don't know if you look at the bottom right hand of the screen, you see that eye, and that lets you know that you're in spotlight mode. That's the eye is the icon that DJI uses for spotlight mode. And so let's see what happens here. Now on the map on the left, that red line with an arrow on it, I do not know what that means. Maybe that's the direction the camera was originally pointing when we started, but I'm not sure what that's trying to tell us. If anybody knows, maybe you can leave a comment below this video. If you look at the map on the scale, see the blue dot on the little map is where we are. You know, it knows where the controller is. And it looks like we're over 500 feet away right now, according to that scale. Of course, we'll get closer here. Hello, us. And so this is just like in the previous showing of this same video, this is the time we go a little bit further away. So let's watch. When the box is green around the boat, that means it's tracking us well. If it turns yellow, like right there, that means it's struggling. And you can see we're well over 500 feet. We may be 800 or 900 feet away. So that's a pretty good distance. And it is still tracking us. It never lost us. It went yellow to say that it was struggling a little bit with tracking us, but it never lost us completely. And there you can see some rain in the video. Once again, it says it lost us there, but it still has us. We went ahead and stopped. So we stopped and landed and got everything put away, but as we were leaving, check out this amazing rainbow that we saw. I had to get a picture of that. It was still raining in this photo. I took this with just a regular still camera. So anyway, have a great day. We had fun at Savannah Bay.